So thank you so much, Danya, for joining. So my name is Dr. William. I head the HR at Notion Press Media Private Limited, and we do have an amazing guest, Danya, with us. So I'll before I we talk more about the topic, I'd like to tell just about what is Sapient HR and what we do in leadership lens beyond titles. See, the primary objective of this podcast series is to create a platform where leadership insights meet practical HR strategies. It seeks to empower leaders, HR professionals, entrepreneurs, and aspiring managers with perspectives that help them lead with purpose rather than position, align with people's strategy with business outcomes, build resilient and high performing teams, navigate complexity with clarity and confidence through engaging discussions, expert expert perspectives, and world real world examples. The podcast aims to translate leadership theory into actionable insights that listeners can apply immediately within the organization. So continuing on and on. So we would like to take it forward. So before we move forward, we'll have a small video intro about the guest today, and we'll move forward with the questions. That's great. We have Sajid with us, Director Talent Acquisition, Virtusa.
Thank you,
So
William.
Danya, can we start with the questions?
Yes, we can.
Great. So Danya, I would like to ask you that how has talent discovery evolved over the last decade, and where does AI fit into this transformation?
Yeah, thanks, William. I think it's a great topic today where we are discussing about the talent acquisition, the discovery phase, right? So, over a period of time, I would say that the traditional method of recruitment, what the recruiters has been doing in terms of hiring candidates through the job boards or the references, was the only means where the recruiters keep looking at the talent pipeline, right? So, today we are in an era where the talent can be searched within and outside the organization to different means. And today, searching a profile within our CRM system is definitely a nightmare for many recruiters in many organizations, right? So that plays a major role of AI discovery, where it has really helped and enhanced the recruiters to see that which are the top talent recruiter candidates which are available in the market can be reached out with the skill based search, and as well as based on the fit score on the competency side. So I would say that the discovery phase has been it's not, rather it is a discovery phase, it is more of evolving phase.
Okay.
Right, where we have already seen the trend of moving towards the traditional way to an more in AI era right now.
Great. That's really nice. So that the thought was very insightful. Great. My next question would be, what are the biggest challenges in the talent discovery that AI is helping solve today?
Yeah, see, as I said in the beginning, right? Today, finding a right talent is becoming more eventually more difficult, because every profile which come to the recruiter in the
Okay.
box comes with the skill combinations, and where the profiles are very hi-fi in terms of all technology stack. So it is extremely difficult for the recruiters to identify who is the best and who is the least preferred candidate in terms of the technology stack, right? So that's how the quick screening process and the enabling the interview platform, which is really going to help in the entire engagement process for the candidate, starting from the profile updation till the candidate interview process, is really going to fasten over this. So the biggest challenge definitely for a recruiter will be to hunt for the right talent from among the best of the profiles which you're currently seeing in the resume format.
That's really great. So my next question will be, why are organizations investing heavily in AI-driven recruitment technologies?
Yeah, I would say talent is always a war, right? So we always have
Yeah,
a war of getting the resources between
exactly.
the industries where a common skill set of technologies has been hired by multiple organizations, right? So today, at least to win the war, today the recruiter really have to see that speed and the cost and the quality they have to keep in mind, and look forward in getting the best of the talent at the space of what the organization is looking forward, right? So in that space, I would say it will definitely going to improve the efficiency, the time
Okay,
frame what the recruiter is going to spend in.
great. So you there's a war for talent. Am I right?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Great. Yeah. So how is AI changing the role of recruiters and talent acquisition teams?
Yeah, I would say from a traditional recruitment, there are lots of paperwork, there are lots of
Okay.
transaction which a recruiter does in a day-to-day job, right?
Okay.
I would say that they start a day with lots of cold calling calls with the candidates, right?
Okay.
And maybe they may hire to talk to 100 candidates to land up in qualifying 2 or 3 qualified resources for that particular job description, right? Today,
Okay.
that is completely getting changed. So today, the recruiter really going to focus on some of the engagement activities with the candidate, understand the business need from the stakeholders. That is what they are going to evolve their role, and the more focus on the traditional way of doing the data analytics level and all the stuff is definitely going to take away through the AI process. Right, so definitely lots of time
Yes.
saving initiative where recruiter can
Great.
see that.
Great. Got it. So can you just give a real time example? Because you're a senior, you do have a lot of experience. Can you just give a you may not have to mention the name of the companies, but a real time experience where you've gone
Yeah, so
that
I
you'd
would
like to
say
share.
real experience is in terms of doing a walk-in hiring event, right? So today when we
Okay.
do a hiring event, we get lots of application. I would say for 10 different jobs, we might land up in getting even 800 to 900 job application. So it is extremely difficult for a talent acquisition team to go and talk to each
Okay.
and every candidate, right? So today, using some of the AI tool, we are going to do the fit score mapping. So which means that the 800 applications which has been received against this job description,
Okay.
it is going to map
Mm.
the candidate based on the skill and the organization they have coming from and the education background criteria, and as well as the years of experience in each and every projects and the top 3 and 4 skill set which is mandatory called out in the JD. So the fit score mapping will really help the recruiters in screening the best talent and then bring on board for the technical interview process. And
Okay.
again, in the technical interview process, the recruiter need not talk to all the candidates. It is definitely going to take through the chatbot. There will be a chatbot calls which will be given to the candidates. They can quickly give
Okay.
their availability, their interest, their compensation detail, notice period. Again, there will be another set of filtration which the recruiter can do, and narrow down the search and bring the candidates who are real talent in terms of the skill set and JD, and bring it up to the flow for the in-person discussions.
That's great. That's very well elaborated. Thank you. So my next question will be, what does AI power talent discovery actually mean in practical terms?
So in practical terms, I would say it is more giving more of real-time analyticals reports, right? So today that is another phase where even a talent manager really do not know that at what phase the your hiring is currently at, right? And it's very difficult for talent function to go back and give them a data with all pivot and details where they really have to say how many is in L1, L2 sourcing, and the
Okay.
entire funnel cannot be being manually written and being sent it across, right? That's what we see in the traditional way, and that's where this current analytics is really going to help through our AI process. So as in when the recruiter complete the process, they key in the information, the actual report for the day is being done and given to the hiring managers to really know the
Okay.
real-time status of the hiring processes. And same applies to the
Great.
candidate as well, because today
Okay.
we are sure that not every recruiter respond to the candidates in terms of their selection process on time, maybe good or bad,
Mm,
right? That is also getting automated right
mm,
now.
mm. Great. So how is AI helping recruiters identify candidates beyond traditional job boards?
Yeah, I would say that the traditional hiring process, the recruiter hardly check out the primary, secondary skills by the normal conversation. But obviously, every candidate, when we have a conversation, they will to look forward a job, they will align to the JD and say, yes, I am experienced and so on. So, right. And now from an interview perspective standpoint, today we are also in an era where we are right now doing CBI as an interview process. So all the conversation which a recruiter is going to do it is going to be driven by the system itself, where the candidate can take the interview process and from a real-time scenario questions and the entire interview recording sessions get added. So that is also going to help them to have an interview which is in the hand of a recruiter. They are not dependent on any panel to give any of the interview slots. So it can happen just in a click of link.
Okay, got it. So my next question will be a very interesting question. Can AI discover passive candidates more effectively than conventional sourcing methods?
See, to an extent, I would say because today most of the recruiters, I would say that when they get any job requirement, the traditional hiring, they generally go to the common job boards, right? So they really don't, and they are more inclined to search on candidates who are like immediate to 15 days to start, and they don't even eventually land up in getting the profiles who are at higher notice, but they might not have updated their real status in the job boards about their availability, right? So that is how this system is going to help them, because system is going to take the candidate in the entire database, irrespective of the date the candidate has submitted the profile. It is eventually going to take the profile which is even 1 year old in the database and going to have a remap check with the candidate so that the activeness will come from the resources. So in that way, it is definitely going to be a positive impact for the recruitment as a function.
That's really great. So my next question is another interesting question. How does AI match candidates to roles, and how accurate are these recommendations? It's very interesting because see, even AI can make mistakes, right? So now how are we going to use it? Because it's like a two-edged sword. It could hit anybody on either side. So how are we going to use it? And how accurate are the recommendations?
Yeah, see, I would say that the initial screening is what we are going to use, right? From the initial fit score, how many we are going to qualify, but definitely not for the final decision making for any application to a final offer, because that is something which is driven at the human level of interview. But during the initial screening process, it is going to definitely test the candidate skill, what they are aligned, what are the technologies they are looking into, the project, the certification they have undergone, and the type of engagement they have done in each and every program is something which is going to be driven at the initial level. But the technical round of interview is definitely a mandate which will happen post the initial screening, because that is going to help some of the technical panel to take the right decision on the candidates, because today 30 minutes interview process is not enough for a technical panel to decide and judge on a candidate. So that is how the initial screening with the feedback is really going to help the tech panel to give a depth of technology in terms of the scenario based questions and the role based questions, which will be eventually evolve in the technical and human interview process.
Great, very well said. So my next question will be, what types of data does AI analyze when evaluating potential candidates? Because the data is very important, right? The confidential data are there. So what type of data does AI analyze when evaluating potential candidates?
Generally data wise, it will analyze on the overall strength of the profile, because every resume comes with either a primary and secondary skill, and it is not necessary that every candidate will be proficient enough for multiple technologies, right? So there will be definitely a stack ranking which will be given for each and every skill set which the candidate possesses. For example, today if we talk about Java with full stack with AI combination, today we may not see a combination of the skill set with an expert level, right? So the system is definitely going to show you the proficiency level in the scale, so that it may give a drag between 1 to 5 and then judge the candidate based on each and every competency skill which they possess. So, and it is definitely a human intervention. We really have to go into the technical forms of the AI CBI interview and see which are the primary skill which is more focused for the interview process, will be more focused and been taken as the primary resources from the list.
That's very nice. Okay, so the next question is, how is AI improving the speed and quality of resume screening? Because see, the one of the main reason why we are using AI is that to remove all lot of manual intervention where we can avoid doing redundant tasks. So I just want to know in that way, can you just clearly elaborate in detail like how is AI improving the speed and quality of resume screening?
Yeah, see, I would say definitely it is an taking a high-end role for a recruiter when it comes to the initial screening part, right? So when we do the traditional sourcing and screening of a candidate, it typically goes with the overall call conversation with the candidates, right? We really don't
Okay.
assess them in terms of what is really there in their profile or not. So today at the interview level, when we generally evaluate a candidate, we generally assess them based on their technology stacks which the candidate gives. And for the initial screening part, fit score is going to help the recruiters, because they really don't have to run behind all the 100 or 200 application which has come for that particular job. Rather, the system is going to pick up the best of the candidate and stack rank it, and the focus for the recruiters will be to at least see those types of profiles which are having the matching skill set against the JD have been preferred for the technical process, so that the conversion ratio of the candidate also become faster. All right. So, and
Okay.
definitely it is going to hit on the speed of the hiring process, and as well as the eventually replicating to the candidate experience, which look forward for any resource to have a
Yeah, that's
fast
very
track
important
interview process.
because that's very important because the candidate also needs a very good experience throughout
Correct.
the entire screening process.
Correct.
Go ahead, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so in that sense, then most of the recruiters will not have much of the pressure in terms of giving the right profile just only by the conversational things, right? It will be also been data proof, and every candidate which they submit to the technical panel will also have the record which will talks about the ratings of the candidate, which is really help to sell the profile to the delivery teams and strengthen the profile. Because today, if a recruiter just submit a resume to the delivery, they feel that, okay, am I looking at a junk resume, is it a relevant or not? So today, this particular scorecard which the recruiter submit along with the profile is definitely going to give them a strength to the technical panel to look at and talk to the candidate on a faster space.
Great, great. So the next question will be, how are AI chatbots and virtual assistants changing the candidate's experience?
See, it is definitely changing at a very drastically in a very speed manner, because see, as I told you today, every recruiters in the organization may or may not spend much of their time for the candidate who are selected or not selected, right? People are more eager to talk to the candidate who was selected rather a candidate who was not even selected, right? But what experience you are going to give it to those types of people? That is what the chatbot, some of the conversation where they are going to get the real time feedback, and also the level of discussion. Because today, before an interview process, we really have to define the technically selection process which an employee is going to undergo, so that he is well prepared for the sessions which is going to attend for this particular role, right? So that is something which is eventually going to help in sending through a chatbot, where the chatbot is going to answer based on certain projects and the roles which we define, and say that yes, at a leadership might have 3 levels, or junior might have so and so. So that is going to really give them a great candidate engagement and experience throughout the process.
Great. So, in your experience, real time after during the evaluation or during the screening, has candidate given you any feedback or any thought about the interview process? Because
Yes,
we
I
were
have.
working with Gen Z. Gen Zs are very outspoken, right? So, have you encountered that?
Yeah, I would say there are two. I would say both negative and positive as well, because this is an
Very
era of
interesting.
change
Okay.
management, right? And I would like to say that the change management has to happen at the each and every level, right? It could be the person who is going to take an interview, and also the recruiter is engaging with the candidate. So the first example I would say is that the experience which the candidate is looking. There are applications which has come into the system, and there are processes which the recruiter able to complete within 12 hours to 48 hours, they are able to complete the technical round of interview for a candidate. Because today,
Okay.
the recruiter need not depend upon a candidate panel's availability to schedule a candidate, right? So when we have an AI CBI as a technical interview, first round of discussion, as soon as the
Okay.
application comes in and the fit score is matching for a recruiter, the recruiter has to just have a casual conversation with the candidate and say that, hey, are you available for an interview in another half an hour? I am ready with the panel. Right, that's how the
Okay.
experience is going to give in. And we have come across the candidates who are really stunned to see that they are getting an interview from within 2 to 3 hours of their application in the ATS itself, right? So that is one positive note. And some of the leadership roles, right, we generally come across some of the leaders who are not that comfortable in doing an interview at the first level with AI chatbot, because they prefer doing it with a human interview rather doing in chatbot, because definitely chatbot is a recordical interview with the screen share recording options, are with the proctoring is what the recording will happen. But still we see there is a level of discomfort which comes at a higher end level of leadership roles, but people still have to adapt to this change management, and we see some good changes which is coming in the coming days. So that is one set example for both the positive and negative notes of interview
Great.
experience in AI.
That's very nice. Well said. So can AI help to create a more personalized recruitment journey? Because see now, every Gen Zs are coming, people are different backgrounds, they are going to apply. So can we have a very personalized recruitment journey?
Yeah, definitely.
With the
See,
help
I
of
would say that, it's not only about screening a candidate, right? During the interview process, when we are talking about the AI interview platform, there is definitely an option for to choose the role-based interview assessment as well, right? It's not the same assessment which we'll be having for a technology specialist to a functional role. Today, a technology specialist, we might have to do a coding experience that will be going through the system, but for a functional roles, for a business consultant roles or an marketing head roles, so those types of opportunities, we need more of tuned to guarding to the roles what we are going to give for the particular resource. So it is definitely been designed in a such a way that it is role based, where the questionnaires can be also be changed.
That's very nice. That's well said. So what are the candidates' biggest concern when interacting with AI during hiring? Because see, even people who are not tech savvy also might work, might come during the interview, right? So how that works? So how user friendly is the module, the system, the user interface?
See, I would say they definitely have a fear. Their interview, I mean, unless otherwise we communicate to the candidate beforehand in terms of the entire process and the cycle, definitely the candidates, we are seeing a fear, because they feel that, okay, am I at the system not giving the right decision for the interview what he has been given for, right? Will the interview questions which is being asked by the chatbot is not that and going to experience for his real time project or the role which he has been done. So there are fears for the certain candidates, and they feel that will there be a bias in terms of their selection process when we are going only through AI assessment tool. But in reality, I would say it is just an initial screening, because AI interview is not a decision making for us to take for any interview process. It is only going to enhance at the level of proficiency the candidate is going to have it at the role which he has been getting assessed.
Great. That's very well said. So I just want to know, sir, that what are the candidates' biggest concern? How can companies balance automation with human connection in recruitment? It's a very interesting question. How can companies balance automation with human connection during the recruitment?
Yeah, I see human connection is must. See, we are definitely not in an era where we are going to work only with robots.
Okay.
Definitely not, because
Okay.
we are currently dealing with talent. We are currently dealing with the people and their career which they are aspirant to come in for every job which they look in the organization, right?
Okay.
So for every interview process, there is definitely, I would say, 80% of human touch, which is in terms of
Okay.
technical assessment of a candidate, because initial screening is what the AI is being currently being defined. This is to speeden up the entire hiring cycle, right? But the decision making round is where the real interview process in terms of analyzing the candidate role, the type of scenario based questions, and more depth of technology based questions will also come in the human
Okay.
level. So that is definitely not going to go away. And yes, and the next part comes the candidate engagement, right? So no candidate is ready to sit in the screen and then take a decision making round. For him will not be comfortable at all in this entire journey. So the engagement part is definitely in a touch with the in terms of the candidates and the hiring managers and the leadership with them they interact. So this is definitely going to be part of the process itself. So it is a combination of both human and AI together.
Okay. Okay. That was very well said. It's very nice. So my next question is another amazing question. So can AI reduce hiring bias, and does it amplify the existing biases? Because it's very interesting, because some candidates feel that there's a bias during interviews. So just want to know, can AI reduce this?
See, recruiter, I mean, from a recruiter standpoint, they really don't have to think about is there is a bias on this selection process, right?
Okay.
Same applies for the candidate as well. Because today, the entire assessment for an individual employee is based on his competency only, right? It is not definitely not based on the geo or the location or the type of organization they are coming in and the type of education background they are possessing, unless otherwise it is very specific to the job description which is been defined for that particular role. But right now, from a bias perspective, I don't think so there is any fear which any candidate has to have it at this point of time.
Okay.
Because as I told you, it is a technology driven atmosphere where
Okay.
you will have both technology and the human intervention in the every hiring process.
Okay. Fine. So what safeguards should organization implement when using AI for talent discovery?
See, definitely they have to be very cautious about data privacy, right? And in case of implementing any AI assessment tool in the organization, it is really important that there is an assessment done in terms of the data privacy from an organization standpoint as well, to ensure there is no leakage of data which is going around. And every interview process or the tool which a candidate is going to click the link, it is very important there is a declaration given from the candidate standpoint also, right? So in that way, we really have to be very cautious in terms of ensuring the data privacy is being maintained while using any AI tools.
Great. So how can HR leaders ensure transparency in AI-driven hiring decisions?
As I told you, the AI decision for a candidate is not only on AI-driven assessment, right? It is definitely with a combination of human intervention as well in terms of the assessment part. So in that way, I don't feel that they really have to get worried in terms of whether the decision of an interview selection is only based on the AI. Because even today, when an AI scorecard is given, even there are proctoring score which comes for a candidate in the assessment, there is an human intervention required to really assess where it went wrong, right? Why was the proctoring score low? It could be a genuine reason, a candidate sitting in front of a camera and some noise at his background has prompted that proctoring score as low. Then definitely the concerned team has to look into that score and see, eventually give the opportunity to move around to the next round. Yeah.
Exactly. Got it. So how HR leaders ensure transparency in AI-driven hiring decisions?
See, we have to be very clear to the candidate and so in terms of the hiring process, right? Starting from the level the candidate has been into the ATS until the time the candidate is being offered, we really have to be very transparent with the level and the type of discussions which they are going to have, both with the human as well as with the chatbot. Because as I told you in the initial conversation, not at every level or senior leadership role people are really comfortable, right? So wherever the candidates are discomfort in terms of taking any discussion of doing an real AI chatbot interviews, we really have to give them a chance to work directly with some of the technical panel decision and move on with the interview processes.
Great. That is very interesting. So my next question will be, are there legal or ethical considerations organizations need to be aware of when using AI in hiring?
Yeah, as I told you, definitely on the data privacy side, the candidate, the organization really have to look into that, and also the type of ATS the system is going to go forward. Because any organization, when they implement any of the AI tool into the system, there will be an integration which will happen with your existing database, right? So there should not be a data leakage in terms of their existing employees' record, nor with the data what the organization is maintaining in the ATS front. So
You're
definitely
right.
a risk and compliance team and legal compliance team has to be involved in any of the implementation of AI tool within the organization.
Great. Are, so my next question is, what emerging AI technologies are likely to reshape talent discovery in the next 5 years?
See, I would say definitely predictive analysis in terms of the talent pipelining. That is one thing.
Okay.
And another is the
Okay.
resource analytics in terms of the internal pool availability, which is going to be assessed through the AI
Okay.
assessment pool, right? And for the talent pipelining, some of the requirements which generally comes on an ad hoc basis to certain recruiters, it will be very difficult for
Okay.
them to maintain that ad hoc demand to be met in a basis, right? So that is really going to take away with some of the initiatives which the organization can implement by doing the AI assistant tool, which can help them to create the pipeline ahead of the curve.
Great. So how will generative AI impact sourcing, screening, and candidate engagement?
See, generative AI, definitely in terms of the screening initial level, it is going to help in some of the assessment. I would say it is like a base assessment which a recruiter can perform by using the generative AI tool. Today, for example, if they are
Okay.
using any of the AI chatbot tools, right? It is easy for
Okay.
a recruiter to just upload the job description and upload the profile. It will say that what percentage
Okay.
of the match it is. So it need not be
Okay.
a tool which has to be a paid version. Definitely, they can use some of the unpaid versions of these the existing, which will be able to help them to at least do the fix and match for certain job descriptions.
Okay. 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 Got it. So my next question will be, will recruiters spend less time on administrative tasks and more time on strategic hiring because of AI? I think
Yeah, yeah,
someone's really senior
absolutely.
like you, only you will be able to tell more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. See, today, as I told you, right, the recruiter is going away from the traditional way of hiring, right? So they have more
Okay.
time to focus more on strategic initiative for an organization, and also to see what engagement they can do with the candidate and with the hiring managers. So the
Okay.
normal database maintenance, the metrics, the reports, all those things, the recruiter really don't have to sit and do that, because that is in which way eventually taken up. So their key focus will be to see that which are the best of the candidates which they can hire for the organization, and also to spend more time with the stakeholders to really
Okay.
understand what is the role and the job description required for this particular opportunity. So they will be more focused on some of those key initiatives.
Great. So could AI eventually predict candidate success and retention with high accuracy? Because that's very important. That happens after the recruitment. Well, I just want to know, will recruiters, could AI eventually predict candidate success and retention with high accuracy?
See, to an extent, I would say, because end of the day, it is all data driven, right?
Okay.
So we really have to see the pattern of data which we are going to induct to the certain AI
Okay.
analytics tool, right? So if we are going to analyze for specific duration of time frame, yes, it is
Okay.
definitely going to give you a good trend, and we eventually use for some of our predictive data for
Okay.
the future demands, and maybe Q+1 hiring, which is like 1 quarter ahead of hiring, what type of skill set to hire, which region to hire, which technology we are right now been trending. So all those analysis is definitely going to help us through the predictive
Okay.
analytics methodologies.
Got it. Got it. So just want to know, like, how is AI helping organization identify skills rather than relying solely on job titles and experience?
See, I would say now it's not more on role-based role. It is more towards the
Okay.
skill-based hiring. So we are in an era
Okay.
where we are hiring more of skilled resources in terms of the combination of competency which they comes in, right? So
Okay. Okay.
most of the organization has started focusing on skill-based hiring rather into role-based, because today more than an experience of a candidate, it is their technology skill which speaks about, right?
Okay.
So in
Okay.
that sense, it is important that for every hiring which a recruiter or the candidate is going to apply and screen the candidates, it's going to be definitely on the skill based search.
Okay. Okay. So next is another very fascinating question. What new skills should recruiters and HR leaders develop to work effectively along AI? Because that's very interesting, because we hire techies and we work with Gen Zs. So what new skills that we need to acquire?
See, I would say that definitely prompt writing. A recruiter should
Okay.
know how to write a good prompt,
Okay.
right?
Got it.
Even if you are using a chat GPT or you are using any of the AI tool, really
Claude.
want to know. Yes, you really want to know how to write a good prompt. That is the
Yes.
era right now, right? And definitely AI literacy is really, really important for every
Okay.
recruiter at this
Okay.
point of time. And
Right.
also, they should know about how to do the predictive analysis for the hiring which the recruiter has done, right? It may
Okay.
not come from the hiring manager, but the recruiter himself can analyze that, okay, what went well for him in the past in the hiring, which region he has hired the certain technology or skill set, right? And they should also help in working on some of the talent analytics part as well.
Oh, great. Nice. So looking ahead, what will talent discovery look like in 4 years from now or 5 years from now, like 2030? And what should organizations do today to be prepared for it?
See, as I told you, it is a skill-based hiring era, right? Definitely, this is the same trend which we are going to see in the upcoming years, and the
Okay.
organization has to be more ready to do some of the predictive analysis as well, right? So, in terms of the hiring trend, what they have seen in their past quarters, they really have to see how they are going to do it in their upcoming requirements as well, and as well as the from an organization standpoint, they really have to see the data quality, right? How do they maintain the right data which has been done in the at an organization level? So that is going to really help them. And recruiter upskilling is definitely important at this point, because we it's not an era where the recruiter can do a traditional way of hiring, because today time, cost and speed is really
Okay.
important, and if the recruiter really need to run to the war of talent, they really have to upskill themselves in terms of the AI usage.
Great. So my next question will be a very unique question. So how is AI redefining the concept of best fit versus best qualified candidates? Because see, there are two different kind of candidates. One is best fit, the other one is best qualified. So how is AI able to redefine that?
See, best fit candidate definitely right now in the AI assessment is going to happen. If you see in the fit
Okay.
score, it is resume driven, right? Today,
Okay.
any profile which come to the ATS, unless otherwise the candidate has the right skill set for the job description, it is
Okay.
definitely not going to pick. So the
Okay.
candidate has to be very cautious in terms of the job description and the technology skill which he
Okay.
is applying, whether he is having the right competency there. And same applies to the recruiters as well, because today the requirement when the recruiters assess a candidate for a JD is also defined
Okay.
based on the technology stacks which the candidate is going to assess in that.
Okay. Okay. So the next question will be, what role does predictive analytics play in workforce planning and talent discovery?
See, workforce planning, as I told, definitely it is going to give a trend analysis, what the hiring
Okay.
trend has been in the past, right? And it is definitely
Okay.
going to give an talent pipelining roadmap also, to see that what
Okay.
type of skill set, because as soon as the trend analysis comes in, it is easy for a talent acquisition leader and as well as a hiring manager to decide the level of skill set which they are going to hire, the region which they
Okay.
can focus, and the type of experience skills which is repeatedly getting hired in the organization. And certain skills
Okay.
might be so repetitive that they need not go for external hiring. They can work on upskilling of certain candidates through the training methodology as well, right?
Great. So what role does, so how can AI help organization build a stronger internal talent marketplaces?
Yeah, so talent market definitely will come through learning and development team as well. So that is how we generally see the trend where the type of skill set and upskilling which happens within the organization. So it will really going to mix and match some of the skill set which can be good to have and which can be nice to have, right? Obviously, for any new program which an organization look forward, they will definitely look forward how many resources they can hire internally and how many will go external. So internal assessment will be definitely based on the competency skills which an employee primary focus, and some of the
Okay.
skills which can be trainable and can be upskill will be part of the training and development program assessment as well.
Okay. Can AI identify high potential employees for future leadership roles?
I would say to an extent it can definitely, if it is
Okay.
going to be a technology based hiring, it can definitely give you an analysis and the scorecard of the type of candidates based on the resumes, and some of the strengths of the candidates really has to be assessed by the human intervention itself, right? So some of the role based predictive analysis which the certain requirement comes in, there definitely AI can help in assessing some of the screening part.
Great. Okay. So my next question will be, how is the AI transforming campus recruitment and early career hiring?
See, campus recruitment in some of the form, it is going to be in the initial phase of the screening part. Obviously, when you go for any campus hiring, it has to be with an in-person discussion followed by analytics hiring, which a candidate has to undergo, right? So now most of the organization has started doing the initial screening using the initial AI interview assessment tool, so that the good chunk of candidates whom they really want to assess in the initial level can be filter out before they land it in the campus, right? In that way, some of the analytical interview processes can be offline, where rather it need not be at the campus itself, where some of the in-person discussions where the decision making round has to happen, that is definitely where the campus hiring in-person discussion happens with the technical panels.
Great. So how can organizations measure ROI of AI-powered recruitment platforms?
See, definitely it will be based on the, I would say, lead time to hire. The organization can definitely look at the lead time which has been taken for certain requirements, whether the lead time has come from whatever minimum time frame to the duration what they have been looking forward. And another will be the cost aspect as well, because today there are AI is definitely helping the recruiters to have a vast number of candidates assessed at the same time, right? Or in that way, they will have an options in hand to choose the best and the in terms of the quality and the cost. So they can be measured in terms of their CPC, they can be measured in terms of their lead time to hire, and as well as a candidate experience scale also it can be assessed in terms of the ROI.
Great. So my next question will be, what are most common mistakes companies make when implementing AI talent acquisition?
See, I would say that definitely organizations should not rush to the AI assessment tool unless otherwise you see the volume of demand, right? So if where there is a volume of hiring is higher and where the lead time of hiring process is very limited, definitely the organization should implement AI assessment tool, and also the type of technology stacks and the skill set which they are going to hire and the roles which they are going to get assessed. As I told you, if the organization are more on role based hiring, right? So they really have to choose some of the best modules which is more reliable to that particular skill set in the roles, rather going only by skills. Because in the market right now, we find there are many organizations and many tools available where it will either focus on role based, some will get focused on competency, and some will focus on some of the scenario based questions as well. So we should assess a tool which has a combination of all, which get assessed in the all levels. And also in terms of AI chatbot as an assessment tool, when they look forward, they also have to try seeing that some of the sentimental questions are not being part of the assessments, and some of the edit options should be also be provided to the organizations, where it doesn't become an only system generated questionnaires, right? So it should be designed and defined as well as the role for which the organization is going to use.
Great. How should organizations evaluate and choose the right AI recruitment solution? So what are the different templates, or what are the different points which they need to evaluate before they take, or when before they start having an AI recruitment solution?
Yeah, see, one thing is, as I told you, the volume of hiring which they are going to assess, and also the type of technology skill set which they are going to use for certain roles, which has to be really assessed at the time of using for any particular tool, and the database which we are going to integrate with our current ATS, how user friendly it is in terms of integrations, right? Because for every hiring which organization does, there should be an entire hire to retire cycle, right? Which means that starting from the requirement gathering phase till the onboarding of an employee should come through the entire flow of recruitment cycle. So unless otherwise you see the entire flow in one particular ATS or in an assessment tool, it will be very difficult for certain organization to implement the AI in one stack, because maybe it will be very broken in different areas. For example, the interview assessment might be from one particular AI partner, and the ATS will be from a different AI partner. So the integration itself will take a good time frame there, and it will not be that user friendly for recruiters and also for the hiring managers to really adapt to that. So it is always good that if any ATS is getting changed, it has to be integrated and in such a manner that the entire cycle is more smoother.
Okay. So my next question will be, how is AI helping organization improve employer branding and candidate attraction?
Yeah, see, employer branding, that is also one of the key right now at any organization, right? Today, end of the day, the brand value really matters for any talent to be attracted within the organization. So today we see that there are lots of job sites where the career sites pop up the requirement for a particular candidate, but is there really an agent who can engage with the candidate when they come to the screen of the career portal of certain organization, right? So definitely some of the AI agents are going to really help in some of the conversation with the candidate whenever they go and search for any opportunity, because they get really lost in the career portal to see that where to apply, whom to reach for an assistant, right? So this is definitely going to help when we have an AI assistant in our career portal. And also the auto job posting options, because today again, the recruiter doing an end-to-end hiring cycle may not have the time frame to post every job in a social networking sites to attract the talent, right? And that comes when we want to really attract some of the passive job seekers. So this AI automation is really going to at least give a publication in some of the social sites about the job, whatever is opening in just in time in the job boards as well.
Okay. So what role will AI play in global hiring and cross-border talent acquisition? It's a very interesting topic, because now slowly India is growing and we are interacting with a lot of foreign companies. So how is AI going to help organization in global hiring and cross-border talent acquisition?
See, I would say the AI adoption is definitely is a global level. It will not be more as a regional based, because every organization, when they hire specific to their organization level, it will be a global policy or the global implementation which they look forward, right? Yes, there are certain regions where we still see some of the networking is still a problem in some of the areas in Middle East, or where some some of the data privacy and security compliances is really not supporting us in some of the initiative.
Okay.
In such scenarios only we see that it may have a concern, but other than that we generally see that it's in a global implementation only. So we don't see that any region specific has to be focused at this point. It will be a global initiative.
Great. So the next will be a very interesting question, because so far you were talking based on your experience. Now, based on your intuition, I want you to answer this question. So I just want to know what human qualities that AI can never replace in an interview process. Very interesting. You can take time and you can explain this.
I would say candidate experience, right,
Okay.
and the empathy towards a candidate, that you will
Okay.
definitely not see in an AI chatbot, right? Today, or the emotional intelligent aspect of a candidate is something which an human only can analyze it, right? So that will be the one part which we will definitely not able to replace with the AI.
Oh, okay. That was very well said. So my next question will be, how should HR leaders prepare their workforce for growing adoption of AI in recruitment?
Yeah, see, as I told you, this is an era where we are already getting evolved into the AI, right? And this is definitely going to be part of the recruitment journey for any talent acquisition function at any organization level. And right now, we need to be prepared in terms of bringing the behavioral changes in the recruiter. Right, so it is not easy for a traditional recruiters to go and adapt to an AI and then go up to the speed. So we really need lots of change management to be brought within the recruiters mindset, and also showing them the era where they are going to run at the speed of hiring the candidate at the right cost and the quality, right? So we really want to ensure every hiring managers are bringing the change management within the recruiters. Maybe we can do it in a very gamified manner, also within the tag function, so that will really help them to run in a fast paced mode.
Great. So how can AI help to identify transferable skills for career transition and internal mobility?
See, right now, even organization has started using the AI assessment tool for their internal allocation and movement as well. Because today, an employee get moved from one project to another projects, right? The skill needs to be updated in the assessment tool, which many employees miss it, right? So while they might have an experience in certain project for 4-5 years, and when they come out of certain projects, they could have learned X number of skill set within their tech stack when they worked in the particular project, right? So this particular AI assessment where they're going to give their primary and secondary skill that get auto updated in the system when it when the project is getting end for an employee, and that is how we say that primary and secondary skill set which is matching to the current job description, which will auto scale and help them, the RM and resource management team, to map the right fit score and say that yes, this is the employee which is role ready for this particular engagement based on the skill set as well. And also today, internal employees also has to undergo multiple discussion to get a project allocation, right? So this initial screening level, which is going to be with an AI assessment, is going to help them to at least be role ready for their next project. So in that way, the bench period can be reduced and the allocation can be in a faster mode by using some of the AI technical tools as well.
Great. So next is a very serious question. I think someone who's very experienced like you can answer this. So what cyber security and data privacy risks should organizations consider when using AI in talent discovery?
As I told you, it is definitely the data leakage and the data privacy part, right? So whenever any ATS is getting integrated to the organizational internal assessment tool as well, we really have to ensure that the assessment is not being visible to all who has been the users, because it can't be that a recruiter can see an internal employee record and a technical panel can see an internal record of an internal employee, right? So we really want to ensure that there is a data privacy which has been maintained while we are leveraging some of this platform, so that the exchange of data cannot be go wrong in terms of the cyber sites.
Great. So how do you see AI integrating with HRIS, ATS, and talent management system to create a seamless hiring ecosystem?
Yeah, see, AI, as I told you, the entire ATS should be an hire to retire tool for any eco-friendly ATS system for a talent function or for an organization, right? So starting from the initial application process where the candidate apply to the job board, even the candidate coming to the career site, understanding which job board to which requirement to go and apply, and assessing them to the initial screening process, and then AI-CBI interview process for a candidate, and then coming to the candidate engagement cycle at the last leg of his offer stage, right? So where he is going to get a real-time status of his assessment. They really not have to be dependent on recruiter to know that did I clear the L1 interview today? Am I ready for HR interview tomorrow? Right. So that is something which a candidate can really experience in getting real-time feedback through some of the assessment and AI assessment chatbots as well.
Great. So my next question will be, which industries are seeing the greatest transformation from AI-driven talent discoveries, and why?
I would say right now it is trending towards IT because the level of the volume of the hiring demand which comes in to an IT is more higher than compared to the other IT years or any other industry stack right now, because here more the war is on technology skill set and the competency type of a people, right? So it will be extremely difficult to go ahead and assess a huge volume of hiring done for a particular applications with the level of interviews which we generally assess. So it is going to hit at the industry level. I would say it is more moving towards the IT as a trend at this point of time.
Great. So I just have last two more questions. Very interesting. You can just tell from your own experience. What advice would you like to give HR leaders who are hesitant to adopt AI in recruitment?
I would say definitely somebody is going to replace you if you're not going to adapt it, because right. So
Very
it
hard.
is important. Correct. Very hard truth as well, which nobody wants to. Right. Because it doesn't matter what experience you are at a talent function, right? Be it be a new joiner, new recruiter to a mid-level technical lead, team lead, or a hiring manager. They really have to ensure that the team is on is getting adapted at the every level of AI. It is been there, because if not, they will definitely lose the war of talent in getting the right talent with a high speed, right? So we have to be prepared, and we eventually have to ensure that the coaching and the mentoring and as well as the right upskilling has to be given to the recruiters at this point of time, so that they are also being faster in the space of talent function.
So my last question will be a very interesting question. So if you are designing an ideal AI powered recruitment process, and if you're going to be a pilot of that project, so what would you like it to be, and what are the changes you will try to bring in?
See, I would definitely want to use for the talent initial screening part. Okay, today I believe that thousands of applications which come to a system, right? And if there is one person who can respond to that candidate on a faster space, will eventually help with a great candidate experience. It doesn't matter the candidate may get selected or may not get selected, but that experience really matters. So for me in this talent role, I really feel that experience, the 3X is really important. Experience at a hiring level, experience at a manager level, and experience at a candidate level, right? So I would definitely design for a tool which will really help to bring all this ease together.
Great. So thank you so much, Danya. Last 1 hour was very phenomenal and it was very insightful. Thanks you for all your thoughts. So viewers also, thank you everyone, and thank you for joining on the insightful conversation about the future talent discovery. We hope today's discussion had inspired you to see AI not just a technology, but as a strategic enabler for a better hiring decisions as the world of work continues to evolve. Those who embrace innovation while keeping people at the center will lead the future of talent. Until next time, keep learning, keep innovating, and keep putting people first. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, Danya.
Thank you so much, William. Thanks for giving the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.